What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Asaman here, back to our video. Today we're going to be going over every single game in this week 1 slate. I am really excited for this. It's finally opening weekend of the NFL. Tonight we actually have a game. We have the Ravens versus the Chiefs. Super excited about it. But we also have a game Friday and we have a bunch of games Sunday, and I'm going to cover each game. I'm going to give you guys a prediction, a winner and a loser, and I'm also going to give you guys a lock of the week. So make sure you guys stick around for the lock of the week, because I'm going to make sure to track that and track my overall record each week, so you guys know I'm reliable, because I think I know what I'm talking about here, guys. But I'm really excited to do this for you. This can be my series during the NFL season. I'm going to do this once a week, obviously, and give you guys, predictions and what I think is going to happen in these games. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We are at 413 right now. I really would appreciate it if you guys can help me at 420 soon in honor of the NFL season start. And that would be awesome, and I really would appreciate it. It takes 2 seconds and it's free. Make sure to like the video to help me grow, of course, and make sure to comment if you guys think I'm tripping, if you guys think I'm just blabbing and yapping out of my ass, or if you guys think I'm the greatest sports analyst since Stephen A. Smith. Whatever, if you all want to debate me, I'm obviously fine with that. I would love that. I love interacting with you guys, and I think that'd be awesome. But besides that, let's get straight into the video, y'all. Week 1, my game of the week has to be the Chiefs versus the Ravens, with the defending Super Bowl champions at home going against the Baltimore Ravens, who were a very dominant team last year, very good team. Two of the AFC's powerhouses here. You have two of the league's best quarterbacks. It's going to be an absolutely insane game, but I have the Chiefs winning this game. They are at Arrowhead, one of the hardest stadiums to play at. And, last year they did lose their home opener, and I do not think they're going to lose 2 home openers in a row. I think Baltimore's a great team, and I think that this is going to be a very good game, but I have the Chiefs winning this game. It could go either way, though. It's a really tough game to, call right there. Then we have the Packers-Eagles on Friday in Brazil. Such a weird place to play a football game. It's not the type of football they play over there, really, but hey, you know what? It's a good game, and I got the Packers actually winning this game. I think that they will beat the Eagles. I'm really confident in Jordan Love taking a step forward and turning into that superstar quarterback that he showed the potential that he was a superstar last year. And I think this year he's fully going to uncoil, and I think that he is going to have an absolute day. He has a lot of weapons on the team. That added Josh Jacobs. I really think the Packers team is very talented, and the Eagles, the Eagles have a team still. I'm not hating on the Eagles. They have a very good squad, but I think the Packers, man, have a very good shot to be a contender in that NFC, and I do think they're more talented than the Eagles, and I think they'll win this game. We have the Panthers versus Saints here, and even though I think the Panthers did improve this offseason, I don't think they'll be as bad as last year. I think the Saints will win this game week 1. They will match up twice, so I think the Panthers could take the second one, but for right now, I have the Saints winning this game. They are at home, and I do think Derek Carr is not that bad of a quarterback. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl, but he's definitely not one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and I do think they have some talented players, and Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara are 2 talented guys that come to mind. They have a solid defense, and I definitely think that they can still make plays, and I do think they will shut the Panthers down. And then the Vikings-Giants, I think this is going to be a sneaky good game, but I'm going to go with the Vikings here. I think the Vikings have so much talent on offense. I mean, besides the quarterback position, if Sam Darnold can go out there and play decent, they have a chance to be a pretty solid team this year. They have guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones. TJ Hawkinson will come back later in the year, but it's a very exciting offense, and they have a very good coach, and I do think they will beat the Giants. I do think it'll be a very tight game, though. It's a coin flip, in my opinion. Another coin flip game, of course. The Giants have added some players. They added Brian Burns. Their defensive line is definitely looking scary, but they did lose Saquon, and it will be interesting to see how Devin Singletary will step into this offense and who will be the big playmaker for this offense, who will step up and create this identity for them. But I have the Vikings taking the Giants in this game. All right, now we have the Titans versus Bears. Give me the Bears, baby. I'm a Caleb Williams truther, and I do think that the Bears are a very good team this year. They have an elite defense. They added key offensive weapons, man. This team is definitely a scary team. And while I do think the Titans are not a bad team or any slouch at all, I do think Will Levis has potential to be a very good quarterback in this National Football League. I think that the Bears will win this game. Right now, the line on the game is the Bears are 4-point favorites. They are at Soldier Field, but I do think that the Bears will win this game, and I do think the Bears will cover 4 points, actually. Moving on to the next game, we have the Texans versus the Colts. Give me the Texans, baby. The Texans are looking for real this year. Great offseason. CJ Stroud's going into his second year, the franchise guy. They added Stephon Diggs, Danielle Hunter. Their team looks solid. The Colts are a definitely good team, though. They have Anthony Richardson coming back, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. Their team is looking very good. Stage Steichen is a genius. It's going to be a very good game, a big division game of two division rivals that are going to be seeing each other for a long time. And I just believe in the Houston Texans. Right now, the spread is 3 points, which is a pretty close game. It is in Indy, so that's probably why. But I do think that the Texans will go into Indy and win. Now we have the Patriots versus Bengals. This is probably my second safest pick of the week. I do think that the Bengals will cover 8 points here. I think that the Bengals will get a double-digit win versus the Patriots this week. I don't think the Patriots are going to do very good. They're starting Jacoby Brissett. I think that this team is just kind of tanking a little. I mean, I want to see Drake May play. They're obviously not going to play Drake May because, he's young. He needs the experience. But I don't really know what they're doing starting Jacoby. And I do think that they will lose to the Bengals by 10 at least, with or without Jamar Chase. I think the Bengals are easily a way better football team. Now we have the Cardinals versus Bills. And man, I do think the Cardinals had a very good offseason. I think that Marvin Harrison Jr. addition is really going to help Kyler Murray flourish. And I do think that Kyler Murray is a very, very good quarterback when he's healthy. I am a big believer in their coach. But man, it's hard to bet against Josh Allen. And I am going to have to go with the Bills here. The Bills, man, they are 6.5-point favorites, so about a touchdown favorite. And I do think the Bills got worse, but I do think the Bills will cover 6.5, and I think the Bills will win this game. I think that the Cardinals have a chance to keep it very close, though, with Kyler Murray making some insane plays, most likely. You know him. He does a lot of stuff that's just absolutely insane. His pocket movement is crazy. Coming in, we have the Dolphins versus Jaguars. I am a Dolphins fan, so I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm gonna say here. But give me the Dolphins. We are 3.5 point favorites here. First Jacksonville in Miami, which in my opinion is surprisingly close. The Jaguars are a very good football team. Trevor Lawrence is a very good quarterback. He has a lot of weapons. Evan Ingram. He did lose Calvin Ridley though, but he still has. They had Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne. They have a very good offense, and then on defense, they have some studs over there. But I do think that Dolphins are a better football team. I think they're coached better. I think they're better in every facet of the game. And I do think the Dolphins will cover by way more than 3.5. I think that the Jags will give us a run for our money, though. But I definitely think the Dolphins will beat the Jaguars. All right, make sure y'all stick around for the lock of the week. It is coming up. I'm not BSing. It will be here soon. I'm just trying to get through these 1 o'clock games really quick. But right now we have the Steelers versus Falcons. This is the last 1 o'clock game on the slate. And give me the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to win their division. I think that Raheem Morris and his new offensive staff is going to help this Falcons team, man. I think they're going to help their players achieve their potential because they have 3 guys, in my opinion, that have not even come close to what they can do. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. And I think that they could actually explode on Sunday. I think one of them could have a monster game. They also added Darnell Mooney, who I think is a very good receiver. And, they added Matthew Judon on defense. Their defense is definitely looking to improve. And they added Raheem Morris, and I think they will do that. If Kirk Cousins can perform, this team is a very scary team. The Steelers, though, have a very solid team. It's going to be very interesting to see how their offense plays. Their defense is great. But, man, if their offense cannot perform, they are not going to be a very good team. They are coached very well. One of the best coaches in the NFL, Mike Tomlin. So it's going to be very interesting to see this game. It's another game that, in my opinion, is a coin flip. It's a 3.5-point spread right now. And this is a game I would not bet on. It's super close. But my lock of the week, here it is. Tee me up. I got the Seahawks versus Broncos. I got the Seahawks at home. Right now, the spread is 6 points for the Seahawks. And I definitely think that the Seahawks will cover that easily. The Seahawks, man, Mike Macdonald is an absolutely mastermind of a coach. He coached the Baltimore Ravens last year. He was at Michigan. He's been at Georgia, and his defenses are absolutely amazing. And I think that he's going to shut Bo Nix down. I think he's going to give Bo Nix his worst nightmare. And they're also playing in the loudest stadium in all football. And I do think that Seattle is a very talented team with a lot of star power on it. And I think that Mike Macdonald's really going to help their defense. I think that the Seattle team is not going to be playing games whatsoever. Denver, though, I will give them some credit. They definitely have improved, and they've added some players. They made sure Patrick Surtain's staying. And I definitely don't think Bo Nix is a bad quarterback. I just think that Mike Macdonald is going to put him in a box, and I think that Seattle will thrive in this environment. We have Chargers versus Raiders. Right now, the Raiders are 3-point underdogs, but I do think that the Raiders will win this game. I'm liking the +3 here or the money line. I really do think that the Raiders are not a bad team. I think that they have some talent, man. They have guys like Christian Wilkins, Max Crosby, Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers. The list goes on and on, to be honest. They're a very talented team, and I think that they are pretty good, man. I don't think the Chargers are all that great. They did lose long time receiver Keenan Allen, lost Mike Williams, lost Austin Eckler. They also did add a couple running backs, though. I like J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I think they're talented backs. But it's going to be very interesting to see Jim Harbaugh's first game back in the NFL. This is a game, though, I do think that the Raiders will win. It's a very close game, though, and it's going to be very exciting to see this game because the Chargers do have one thing I know for sure that's better than the Raiders. They have Justin Herbert, but I do think the Raiders have a better all-around team. We only have 4 games left, but we do have the Cowboys versus Browns, which is a very good game. I think that the Cowboys will win this game right now, though. They are 2.5-point favorites. The Browns are getting 2.5 points at home. The Browns Stadium, the dog pound, is definitely going to be alive. The big question of this game is, will Deshaun Watson go back to regular form? Will he go back to being his natural self that he was in Houston? If he can do that, the Browns will most likely win this game and be a Super Bowl threat. They have a very elite defense that will keep them in this game. But if Deshaun does not perform, then I do not know if they will be able to pull it off. But because of that uncertainty, I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. Next, we have the Commanders versus Bucks to wrap up the 4 o'clock slate. And I do think that the Commanders will pull off an upset here. I do think that Washington with Jaden Daniels will win this game. The line is only 3 and they're in Tampa. And I really just feel like Dan Quinn is a good head coach. I feel like he's going to cook up a defensive scheme that's going to shut down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do think the Bucks are a very solid team. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs again. But I feel like this could be a week 1 upset here where Jaden Daniels shows and has an absolutely stunning game that silences everyone, because I do think Jaden Daniels is going to have an absolutely amazing rookie year. Next, we have the Rams versus Lions, a rematch of last year's playoff game. And I'm going to go with the Lions, though. I really do think the Lions will be a good team this year, and I think it'll be a very close game. When Matthew Stafford goes back to Detroit, it's always going to be a good game. It's a 3.5-point spread right now in favor of the Lions, so the Lions are giving up 3 points. But I think the Lions will cover, and the Lions will show why they're going to contend for a Super Bowl this upcoming year. In our last game of the slate, we have the Jets versus 49ers. The 49ers are 4-point favorites. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are going into California, San Francisco specifically, and they're going to look to make a claim on the NFL and show everyone that they're here. But I think the 49ers will defend home turf and come out with a W. 2 very talented teams. It's going to be very interesting to see Aaron Rodgers play football for the first time in, I would say, 2 years, because he only played 4 plays last year, 2 plays. So, he hasn't really played much. But it's going to be very interesting to see this game. There's a lot of talent on this field. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson on the Jets. Those are 2 guys. Sauce Gardner, I got to include them. The whole Jets defense and talented. The Williams brothers are insane. The 49ers have all that talent on offense. They got all their players back. They got Trent back. They got Ayuk back, Debo, CMC's there, Purdy. That offense is insane. Kittle, they have very talented defensive players. I can literally spend all day naming their rosters. I do think that the 49ers will win this game, like I said. They're better coached, and they are at home, so I'm going to go with them. And, that's going to round out this video in the slate, guys. So I appreciate everyone who clicked on this video. I'm going to be doing this every week, so I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure to comment your guys' recommendations down below and comment who you guys got winning these games. Tell me if I'm an idiot and I'm tripping, but I would appreciate it if you guys could interact with me, guys. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.